Alright, what's up guys? Back here today. I know it's been a couple weeks basically since my last video. Sorry about that. It's been a while. Kind of was busy for a while with work and all that fun stuff, but got a few requests to do some video tutorials of how to play some songs off Blink's new album, California. It's been out for almost been out for a month now, so who knew? Basically what I have is I wrote some tablature down, and I put it up on ultimateguitartabs.com, so there will be a link down in the description below how to play these songs that I do. I'm going to do a tab for every single one I do, and a video, hopefully a video lesson for every song. But yeah, it's a little series. I thought it would be a good idea because a bunch of people trying to learn how to play it and all that, and I just got a brand new guitar. My birthday was a couple weeks ago, so this was kind of my present. Ibanez S Series, beautiful guitar. Probably going to do some tone guides and all that with it, and definitely some more covers. But anyway, before we get too ahead of ourselves, today we are playing Cynical, which is the first track off the album. Probably, in my opinion, the second easiest to play. Very fun to play, actually. You only need to know a few chords. It repeats itself a lot. It's very energetic, it's short, and very blinkish to the sound. So before we get everything started, you want to be in E standard tuning. I don't really have a clean channel to do a run through of that, but just make sure you're in E standard. All but basically 2 songs on the album are going to be in E standard. I know Future's in like a different tuning, something like that, but I think that might be the only one. But anyways, Cynical right here. So basically you're going to want to start off, the song starts off really easy. Actually, it's easy as it gets. Bass only, Mark singing his little sad, cynical line, and a few seconds go by, and you play a chord, one chord, a couple times, and the drums kick in, everything, and the song basically gets started. So once the guitars and drums kick in, you're gonna want to play. I don't know much about actual names of things, but since for the sake of the audience not really knowing either, some of them do, some of them don't. But first chord's basically gonna go just like this. So the first intro, first part of the intro is just gonna be one chord played in a series. So it's this chord right here. So you're basically just playing that, and it's actually exactly what you're playing. So the chord right here is going to be on the first fret. You're going to want to put your first finger on the 6th string. I'm going strings closest to me, so the 6th string, your low E string, first finger, first fret, and then you want to put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. So the string underneath that, you want to put your ring finger down there. And then you're going to want to tuck your pinky underneath on the D string on the 3rd fret. So you get a chord just like this. So you're not letting the chord ring out. You're playing it in a sequence, and the sequence just goes like this. And then you do that twice. Here's a little bit slower. And you want to mute it. I know I got some a little too much distortion on it, but you're going to want to do that. The pattern just goes down, up, down, down, up, down, up. There we go. Down, up, down, up. And you're just going to want to do that twice. So it's just. So that's the first part of the song. One chord. Travis does all his fill stuff with the drums, and then all his fill stuff with the drums. Oh, I also forgot to mention the tabs are just going to be underneath, which you can probably see by now. Travis does all his fill stuff, and then says which I thought it was Matt in the beginning, but it's actually Travis. And right there, that's when the part 2 of the intro kicks in, and the part 2 goes like this. And then it just goes into the verse. So I think I have, what is it? Oh, I have a little bit of reverb, it looks like. Apologies for that tone, but that's basically how it goes. So to do these chords, you basically, all chords are going to be on the same strings. They're just going to slide down a couple frets. So the basic fingering for each chord is put your index finger on the A string, kind of put it so it mutes the D string, and then, you know, put your ring finger on the G string. And, you know, make sure you have that D muted, and you just pull out a chord. Basically, anybody that's played Blink's music before, or most pop punk, you know, it's just another A string type chord that a lot of pop punk and pretty much any band with guitars that plays power chords use. So, first one, it's going to start on the A string, 8th fret, and then you're going to want to put your ring finger on the G string with the 10th fret. And then that's going to be your first chord. If I play right. A little advice for how I play, you don't have to do it either, but since you're playing that, I usually play all the strings, but I have my fingers mute them. So usually what I do is, if you didn't play it, you know, if you just played the 5th, the 4th, and the 3rd string, you could do that too, but when you're standing up and you're going into it, you know, sometimes you're not so accurate with your strumming. So usually what I do is sometimes you'll hit that 6th string and you don't want, you know, you don't want that to ring out. So basically what I do is I just barely put my middle finger, because you're splitting them anyway with the ring and index. So I put my ring finger up, just barely touching the 6th string, just so it mutes it. So I can, you know, strum hard, you know, do some long strums and still get consistently the same notes. So, which it mutes it, and it still has the same general ring. So that's the first part, the first chord actually. So you're going to want to strum that in a sequence. So I have it on the tabs, the correct pattern. I kind of can't go off the top of my head just from number of strums, but follow the tab, and then I have a little X2 behind that. So you play that sequence that I have written down rhythmically twice. So you play that all the way through once, and then you repeat that phrase, play it again twice, if I can talk. Play it through once, play it through twice, and then after that you're going to switch down to the next chord, which is just half a step down. So it's your index finger on the 9th of the A string, your ring finger on the index finger on the 7th on the A string, the 5th string, and then your ring finger on the 3rd string, the G string. And then the chord's just going to be sounding like this. Again, you mute the D string, and you can do the fingering that I suggest if you want, but each player's different, so you don't have to, as long as you get the chords down. That's all that really matters. So here's what this chord's going to sound like. So, and then you do that the same rhythmic pattern as the first one. Then you do that twice. So what you have so far is this, starting from the beginning of the verse. My bad, it's the intro part 2. So after you do that, you're going to want to go down a whole step. So your index finger is going to be on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then ring finger is going to be on the 7th fret of the G string, of the 3rd string. So the chord's going to be this. And then you repeat that twice again, like everything else. So far we have this. And then last of the descending chords, we have it finally hits its final resting spot on the 3rd fret of the A string and the 5th fret of the G string, ring and index finger. And you're only going to do that pattern once, because the other times you do it twice, you're going to only do that strumming pattern once. So the chord's going to be like this. So far we have on the descending of the intro part 2, we have this. And then right up here, it's going to go back and go all the way back to the starting. So we're going to go 8 on the A string, and then 10 on the G string. You're going to play that original chord again. But instead of doing the whole sequence, you're only going to play it once, then go down a half step. So you're going to go down to 9 and 7. So it's going to go once, and then you're going to go back up to 10 and 8. So it's going to go, and then you're going to slide all the way up to 15 and 13. So 13 of the A string and 15 of the G string. And that's going to be the final of that sequence. So we have, so then all together, the whole second part of the intro is going to start like this. And then that's going to be the whole intro. So if we pair it to the first part, it's going to start like this. And then right there, it's going to kick into the verse where Mark sings, "Don't wake me up before you leave. Is there the slightest trace of what you once believed?" So that's the first. That's the intro to the song, the first part and the second part, and basically the rest of the song follows those chords. So when it says "Don't wake me up before you leave," you're basically following the intro with the first time. So you're going the 10 and 8 down to 9 and 7, and then 7 5, and then 5 3. And then that's the same, so it's just going to go, "Don't wake me up before you," if I play it right, "Don't wake me up before you leave, breathe the slightest trace of what you once believed." And then the last part of that is going to do the 8 to 10 to 9 to 7, or the 7 to 9, and then 8 to 10 again. Instead of going like the intro where you went, you're just going to go up to 10 and 12. So it's just going to go like this. It's basically going to follow Matt's voice. That's how a lot of the things on the album that I put in the original full album cover went. They all followed Matt's voice. So basically you just follow his whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's that. So starting from the verse, you're just playing all of this. And then the next part of the verse, after playing that, you just repeat it all one time. But at the end of the second one, what I've noted on the tabs is repeat, the whole phrase, except second time it ends with a pick slide before the chorus. So basically, instead of going from, you're playing that the first time, instead of going through the second time and playing, you're just going to finish it out with a pick slide. So usually I just do top 3 strings hand over. It's just been more comfortable to me. So just, I mean, that was ugly as hell, but so something like that. So the whole verse basically is just the something like that. I know I'm not really accurate accurate on the pick slide. I'm kind of switching to smaller picks, so I've been getting used to playing with those because they're better for shredding. So that's the whole verse. Ends with the Matt whoa, and then he gets the next part's the chorus, which I named chorus of the song. I don't know if it's actually the chorus, but it's basically where Matt says, "What's the point of saying sorry now?" And you're playing the exact same chords. So getting into the chorus now, we're going to again on the tab. I just wrote the individual chords. I didn't write how many times to strum it because you strum it so many times. I honestly lost count. But once you listen to the song, you'll know when to change the chords. So basically, you're just strumming it like this. So the first chord is going to be the 10 and 8. So. And then you're strumming it like that on each chord. So you're going to go 10 and 8 again, just like you're starting on everything else. And then down to 9 to 7. And then you're just going to go back up to 10 and 8. And then through the first time, you're going to slide all the way up to the 15 to 13. But instead of sliding all the way back down, you're going to strum that the same amount of times and then down to 14 to 12. So you're going down a half step. So 12 on the A string with the index finger, and then ring finger 14 with the G string. So you're going to strum that once. So basically the chorus, when he's saying, "What's the point of saying sorry now?" you're just playing this the first time. And then that's the first time. The second time, when he says, "Lost my voice while fighting my way out," you're doing the exact same thing, except when you don't go up to 12 and 14. So basically, you're just playing this. You're going down 10, 8 to 10, down to 9 to 7, back to 8 to 10, but you repeat that until he starts saying, "What's the point of saying sorry now?" The second part of the chorus, when he repeats himself. So basically, the second time you're playing this. Which you're going to hear Mark's bass start going up, and his bass does the work instead of the guitar switching to something else. So the whole chorus to the part where he starts saying, "What's the point of saying sorry now?" just goes like this. And then you repeat that whole thing one more time, and then after that it gets to the outro, which let me slide down to you. Okay, so the outro is the same chord, the 10 and the 8. So again, 8 on the A, 10 on the G, muting the middle D. So in that one, you follow Matt's voice when he says, "I'm not sorry now." So basically every time he says, "I'm not sorry now," so every word he says, you strum. So that's basically it. The 10 to 8, follow his "I'm not sorry now." And the note that you end on could either be that same chord, or it could be the chord that we started on, which it sounds better to me with the chord you started on, so that's what I put in the tablature. So basically, you're just going 10, 8, 10, 8, and then you're going back down to the original 1, 3, 3 chord on the A, the E, and the D string. So the outro just goes like this. And that's pretty much the whole song. So like I said, very repetitive. Follow the tablature, get you where to go. I kind of explain the rhythms a little bit more in this video because I could physically, I guess, demonstrate it. But fun song. Sorry if I kind of got out sidetracked, or if this wasn't that great. It's kind of been my first one, but there's plenty more to come, and I bet I'll get more comfortable, used to, showing you guys how to play the neck. So if I ranted and raved on this, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's basically that. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you haven't checked out the original cover, which I played this, which has gotten 20,000 views, which is amazing. And I still can't thank you guys enough for that. Check up here for that, and then I did kind of a review of the album, so check up there. And then I'm doing one more thing with the album that I said I was going to do soon, but I never did it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just like a little top 5 reasons why people might like or hate the album. So yeah, there's that. So like I said, guys, the next video is probably going to be Bored to Death, the big one, and that one's pretty easy as well. But thank you for watching this, and I hope you guys learned how to play Cynical. Very fun song. I love the song. Probably my favorite on the album. So there's that, and I will talk to you guys later.